Private Banana, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohana. Look here, we got a safe for black Hispanics and Native Americans, and it's not in the Christian church, it's not in the Muslim mosque, it's not in the country community, but it is in the U.P.K. I'm a yellow too, change your life.
Word on the street, they trying to get me. If they could, they would split me. I respect the game, keep it here to the street. I move around, so it's hard to hit me in the highways, in the byways, doing the Lord's work. It ain't my ways. Never will I celebrate no wicked pagan holidays. Cause we break new commandments, some heathens living fat. No shrimp, crab, pork, or lobster, don't eat none of that. Devil's proud and tall, Trump building that wall. It's the final call, Babylon will fall. I'm so serious about these precepts, I memorize my family. My old friends, they see me, they be so surprised. I'm on that other level. I change my, I'm doing it right. Demons come back 7 times worse, you gotta be ready for that fight. Selling your soul to the devil, that's something you can't afford. Ain't no game, we serve the Lord. Twice he walk around, we put my sword, I'm energized, gotta build this enterprise. You can see it all in my eyes. America full of them white lies, so many lost in the world, hypnotized.
I pray for a better day. Me and my brothers here to stay. Men of the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say we're so glorious. And I pray every single day. It's for my brothers in the U.P.K. Men of the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say we're so glorious. I pray for a better day. Me and my brothers here to stay. Men of the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say we so glorious. And I pray every single day. It's for my brothers in the U.P.K. Men of the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say we so glorious.
Christian, then I decided to be a Muslim. With all of the pain my people went through, I was a Black Panther, but now I'm not him. The hell with the red, black, and green, cause now I know what it really means. And the conscious community is unconscious, living in a dream. So I figured I'd be the Wapian. Ain't nobody stopping them until I heard Commander General Yohana speak, and he dropped the gem. Who are the Israelites? I don't know. I was a street gangbanger. Black, Latinos, Native Indians. I found that out. That was a game changer. So I called Officer Shaggy Holler. He said, call Captain Kahana. He told me the I.S.U.P.K was home with the truth, second to none. Started off a young man, did my 90 days and got my name. Everything I wore, I wasn't all black. I was a trooper, man. I worked real hard to get them demons off of my chest. Studied to show myself approved. I'm proud to take my officer's test. It was the Lord's will I passed. Shattered the lies, break the glass. Took a Bible, I accept the task. Now I'm a priest teaching class.
I pray for a better day. Me and my brothers here to stay. Men of the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say we so glorious. And I pray every single day. It's for my brothers in the U.P.K. Men of the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say we so glorious. Teaching on the streets, on the block in the hood. Coalition bomb, tapping in them location. I.S.U.P.K 49 and 23.
That beat was nice, right?
Yeah, that was sick. Man, shalom. Y'all Shem, y'all Shabbarakatham to all the brothers. Oh, well, my bad. Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shabbarakatham to all the brothers. Yahweh Shem, all the Than by Shem, Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that they are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of since 1969. Right? And today is I.S.U.P.K San Antonio Tuesday Brotherhood class. And today's Brotherhood topic is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Israelites, and they are family. And that's what bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh means. It means family, right? It means this is blood, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. He comes from my blood. He comes from my bloodline, right? We come from the same bloodline, which are Israelites. We might come from 2 different tribes, but we come from the same bloodline. So bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh means we are family. That's what that means. That means we are family. And Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are family. It's been like that since the beginning, and it's gonna be like that at the end. We are family, we're going to show you. We're going to bring out some articles to show you how close family knit we were in slavery, right? Because in slavery we still knew who our family was, and we still knew who to go to in time of trouble, right? So the world to have you the so-called white man gave us. He divided and conquered us. That's why we don't call ourselves by our tribes anymore. So instead of us calling the Seminole Indians Reuben, knowing who they are, or the Dominican Simeon, knowing who they are, or the Native Americans, the Native Americans Gad, knowing who they are, right? Or blacks Judah, knowing who we are, or the Mexicans Issachar, knowing who they are, right? We call ourselves black, Mexican and Puerto Rican and Venezuelan and Panamanian and Guatemalan and all types of different tribes of so-called Native Americans, right? So we don't know that we are family because they divided and conquered us and started calling us different names, and now we took on those names as proverbs and bywords, as bywords. We took on those names, so now we don't know who each other is anymore, right? Instead of calling each other Judah and Benjamin and Levi and Reuben and Gad and Manasseh and Ephraim and Issachar, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where the dividing and conquering came in. Also, they divided and conquered by skin color too, right? But that's a slave mind. That's a slave mentality. The only ones that worried about skin color are slaves. We don't worry about skin color here in the I.S.U.P.K. because we know that your father determines what you are, right? So we don't worry about skin color. We don't worry about the different names because we know who our brothers are. Unlike the so-called Jewish man, right? Because he don't know where his brothers is. He only know where he is, right? That's what he says. Right. So they divided and conquered us, right? And now Christ is bringing us back together. Give me that. Started. Civil rights, right there.
This is the Wikipedia information on, what was it again? It was
Black, Hispanic, and Native Black, Hispanic, and Latino Americans or something like that. That's right? Let me go back. Okay. Black, Hispanic, and Latino Americans. Yeah.
All right. So it says right here under the tab that says civil rights, it says in Latin America, Black Hispanics have historically had similar discrimination issues as African Americans in the United States.
Now say that again.
Black Hispanics have historically had similar discrimination issues as the African Americans in the United States.
That's something else that we have in common. Our discrimination that they give us. We have the same discrimination. When they said that in the Bible, when the Bible says that we were going to go in slavery on ships, right?
Right.
The so-called Tainos and the so-called Hispanics went on slavery in ships first before the so-called black man. Mm-hmm. That's another. So we were oppressed together. That's oppression that's coming together. They were being oppressed almost 112 years or something like that before blacks even came over here to America, or the so-called blacks came over here to America. So the so-called Native Americans and the so-called Hispanics were being oppressed first. Right? Go ahead.
That's right. It says including Cuba, where racial discrimination against Afro-Cubans continues to be a major human rights issue.
Right. That's one country. Well, give me a chart. Because Cubans are Manasseh. Because they're gonna cover all the tribes. All right. So that's where my pen go. Okay. So Cubans, that's Manasseh taken care of. Go ahead.
It says for the Cuban government, or issue for the Cuban government, even resulting in riots in central Havana.
Uh-huh.
A mostly black neighborhood in the capital.
It was a mostly what?
Black neighborhood in the capital.
Uh-huh. So we were being discriminated against too. Go ahead.
In Mexico,
Right.
racism against black Mexicans has been also an often ignored issue.
That's 2 tribes. That's Issachar right there. So that's Manasseh and Issachar right there. Go ahead.
And it wasn't until 2020 that an option appeared on the national census allowing black Mexicans to self-identify.
Right. Go ahead.
Even though polls had showed that about 1.4 million Mexicans identify as black.
They do what?
1.4 million Mexicans identify as black.
Look.
Hell, I identify as black.
So yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. So when we say that when we say black, we're talking about black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
Right.
That's exactly what we're talking about because they identify as black, not being descriptive as in skin color, but as being descriptive as in a low state on the earth.
Right.
Like being on the dust from on the ground. That's what that means. Go ahead.
Concert. Racism in Puerto Rico has also been well documented.
Wait. So that's Puerto Rico. That is where's Puerto Rico? Well, I know, but I'm looking for Ephraim. Ephraim right above Manasseh. That's Ephraim. That's 3 tribes. That's 3 different tribes right there. Go ahead. Keep going.
And according to Black perspectives in Puerto Rico, much like in the rest of Latin America, anti-Black racism is embedded in the very denial of its existence by the state and society.
So what they're saying is the darker your skin color, the more they be racist against you, right? But what they're saying is the more that it's swept under the rug.
Right.
Just like over here, just how they tell you, oh, forget about slavery. It wasn't that bad. But then they tell you to remember 9/11, remember the Alamo. But then they tell you forget about your slavery. Hell no, we're not forgetting about our slavery. Keep going, huh?
Concert. It says Brazil's racism towards its near majority Afro-Brazilian population.
Wait, we talking about Brazil now? So now we're talking about man, where the Brazilians at?
It's
Colombia to Uruguay, but
I believe so. You have to pull up the map for it.
Got it. Yes, Colombia to Uruguay. It's Asher.
Asher.
They're Asher, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. As well as its whitening ideology of the 1930s, when the government encouraged European migration to successfully shift the country's racial makeup to a white majority.
Right. So in the 1930s, Brazil was predominantly dark skinned, right? But then the government there petitioned for white Europeans to come over and mate with the so-called Brazilians there and change their whole demographic of skin tone.
All right, continuing. In Honduras, racism against Afro-Hondurans has also received international attention as the country struggles with discrimination issues.
Hold on.
That's Zabalawan.
Yeah, Honduras is Zabalawan, Guatemala to Panama.
Sir.
Yep. So that's Zebulon right there. We got 5 tribes that have been discriminated against, and they say it's just like they would just like so-called African Americans in America.
Right. And it says racism in Argentina, which has a 97% white population, is also well documented and persists against indigenous peoples, immigrants, Afro-Argentines, Mestizo Argentines, Jews, and Arabs.
Right. So that's who discriminated against the so-called the so-called Hondurans. That's who discriminated against them, right?
It's talking about in Argentina.
It's talking about Argentina now.
Yeah.
Dang, it went that quick.
Yeah.
So that's talking about Neftali. That's 6 tribes. Keep going.
Even in countries with majority Black Hispanic populations, such as the Dominican Republic.
Hold on. That's 7 tribes. Go ahead. That's Simeon. That's 7 tribes.
The case of racism against darker-skinned Dominicans and neighboring Haitians is an issue.
Hold on. That's 9. That's 8 tribes right there.
What we missing?
We're missing. We already got Judah because they said African Americans. We got Judah. We're missing Benjamin, Gad, Reuben. But Gad and Reuben is going to be taken care of in the next article.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? In the next article, I covered all bases.
That's what's up. Did you need this article still, Slack?
Is there any more on that?
That's it.
That's it. Give me the next article. Oh, matter of fact, hold on for that. Give me Genesis 2:23. Now we're going to get into bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Because what Adam did, Adam took a member of his family, started a family with her.
Right.
That's all that means, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. That's all that meant. He took a member of his family and made a family with her, just like we do today. Because we're going to take a member of our family, right? Our family on the earth, and we're going to start a family with them. That's it. That's all bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh mean. It's nothing. It's spiritual, but it's nothing mystic or magical or anything like that. It's very simple, basic understanding. Matter of fact, before you get that, give me bone of bone in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Okay. This is a Zondervan Bible Dictionary right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? And the definition of bone.
Eliminate good, boy.
Bones form the strong framework, and the connotation is one of strength.
Wait. Start it over.
Bones form the strong framework.
So when it says bone of my bone, that's a strong framework of family right there. That's what that means. That's a strong framework of family. That's how you hold the family together, because we bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. Keep going.
And the connotation is one of strength.
Right, and it means it's strong because bones are strong. So that means we're holding the family together. That's why it always comes from the patriarch or the man. Go ahead.
Bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh, in Genesis chapter 2, verse 23,
that's what we're about to read,
was spoken in a literal sense of Eve, but almost the same words spoken by Laban to Jacob in Genesis chapter 29 and 14.
We're also going to get that. We are also going to get that. Go ahead.
Are figurative and show only kinship.
Shows only what?
Kinship.
It shows only kinship. That's what I want right there. It shows only kinship. So when Adam said you're flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone, that's what he was talking about. Eve, he was talking about kinship. He was like, yeah, you my family on the earth, but now we're gonna create a family together. I took a piece of my family, and now we're gonna make a family. Go ahead.
Concept.
That's it on that.
That is it. Concept.
Yeah, that's it on that, because it's gonna start going into some reverb nation type stuff.
All right. Now we're at Genesis chapter 2, verse 23. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh."
Right. Yeah. That's after they became husband and wife, right? Yeah, that's after they became husband and wife. That's after they became husband and wife. See, after they became husband and wife, after Adam and Eve mated with each other, had sex with each other, right? He said, that is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, meaning you are now my family that we're going to start a family with, right? But bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh was also meaning that she came from the same family of the earth as him. That means she was a distant relative of his. That's all that means. That's all that means. Like if I say, hey, this is my bone of my bone, this is my flesh and blood, right? That's what that means, right? That means we're a family. So Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, they are bone of our bone and flesh of our flesh, that no matter where they are on the earth. If you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of those 12 tribes of Israel, right? One of these 12 tribes on this flyer right here. Dang, man.
There you go.
One of these 12 tribes on this family, on this right here, you are family. You are bone of their bone and flesh of their flesh, and they should be treated as such. They should be treated as such. Should nobody be hating on each other or trying to sleep with each other's wives or treat each other treacherously?
Right.
You should be treating each other with decency and honor. You should be treating everybody like you see Christ in him, right? And nobody on the earth wants to disrespect Christ, right? I would
hope not, at least.
Nobody on this earth world wants to disrespect Christ, so they say. But we know the Christian church disrespect them every chance they get by saying he's a so-called white man named Caesar Borgia, or not keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments, or saying that he came for everybody, or you know what I mean, just blatantly disrespecting the name of the reputation of Yahushua. Blatantly disrespecting the reputation of Yahushua, the name of Yahushua. Is there anything on that? Anything else on that? Go ahead.
She shall be called woman.
Right, because why?
Because she was taken out of man.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife.
Wait. The man should do what?
Cleave unto his wife.
No, but first, what should he do first?
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife.
So he should leave his family, his mother and father, and start a family of his own with his wife. Cleave onto his wife. There should be more on that, right?
Concert. It says, and they shall be one flesh.
And they should be do what?
Shall be one flesh.
They should be joined together as family. They should be joined together as family. Same thing goes for the woman. There should be something about the woman down there. Oh, that's Genesis 3:16. We're gonna get that too. but that's what the man should do. He should leave his mother and father and cleave onto his woman, and they should become one flesh, right? They should become one. She should follow what he says. That's basically what that's saying. They should become one flesh. He should care about her like he cares about himself. He should protect her like he protects himself. He should guide her like he would guide himself, right? That's basically what they're saying. They should come together and be one flesh. They should become family. They were already family of the earth, and now they should come together in sex and be with sex and be together. He should leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and his wife should leave her mother and father and cleave to her husband, and they should become one flesh. They should become family and start a family. That's exactly what that means. Keep going.
It says, and they shall become one flesh, and they were both naked, and the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
That's where another. Give me Genesis 3:16. Real quick.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 16.
Real quick.
Verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
Right. So that's why he said he's going to greatly. This is after Eve went and chopped it up with the snake. You know what I mean? With another man in the garden about leaving what Adam was telling and doing what she wanted to do. Right. So and this is how the Most High punished her. He said, so he was greatly put. Go ahead, say that again.
It says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
Right. So when she has when she's having a baby, he's gonna really multiply her sorrow in that. That's why it hurts when women have babies and the labor pains are so much, and the contractions. Did I say that right? Contractions are so much. Go ahead.
And notice how that's pretty much only human females that have that problem. Most animals, when they give birth, they don't be tripping out. You don't see them screaming or like that. They just going about their business like it's something normal, you know. No medication, no extra stuff needed. But when it comes to a female, a human female, that scripture is definitely applying towards it, because look at the difference.
Right. Have you ever seen a lioness disobey a lion? No. Well, no. No, he has sex with multiple lionesses.
Right. Yeah.
And have multiple kids by multiple lionesses, you know, and then just lays there and they go do the hunting and they bring back the food, and then when something comes that they need protection, that's when the lion stands up and roars.
Yeah. That's when you go Super Saiyan,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen a homosexual animal?
No.
I've never seen a homosexual animal because humans, right? We're the only ones that disobey the natural state of things. We're the only one that disobey the natural state of things.
Well, we need to quit being stupid, then.
Hey, the Most High made us stupid. Keep going on Genesis 3:16.
Come on. It says, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Right, so you're going to bring forth children in sorrow. Keep going.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
The what?
Thy desire shall be to thy husband.
So your desire should be to your husband. That's where your desire is going to be. So first, the man's going to leave his man and leave his father and mother and cleave to his woman, right? And now the desire of the woman is going to be to the man, right? So you see how that goes, how the family structure goes. Keep going.
It says, and he shall rule over thee.
And he should do what?
He shall rule over thee.
Any woman that's outside of that is outside of the law, statutes, and commandments. If you don't want to be ruled, you shouldn't be around a man in that way anyway. If you don't want to be ruled by him, it's that simple. Hold that. Give me 1 Corinthians 11:3.
Okay.
I think I want to start at 2, maybe. It's tough for me.
11-3.
It's Taco Tuesday.
It's like,
Hey, I just not thought about that.
don't let LeBron James
Okay.
do that.
It's Taco Tuesday. Go
Okay,
ahead.
it's okay. They're trying to take the Rosen from us, man.
What are they trying to send to the Lakers?
Not send them. They trying to give us bull jive for them. It's like 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3.
Like, oh, Lord.
But I'll have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Right, the head of every man is Christ. Right, this is the natural orders of things. Right, this is how the natural order of the household should be, of the family should be. So the head of the man is Christ. Go ahead.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man. Go ahead.
And the head of Christ is Yahweh.
And the head of Christ is the Most High. That's how it goes. It goes the Most High. It goes Christ. It goes man. It goes woman, and then it goes children. That's how the family structure is in the household.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the family should be structured. Anything outside of that, and you're outside of the law, statutes, and commandments. That's it. Now we're done. We're done with that, right? Go to Genesis 29:14. But don't read it. Let's get this article about the.
All right. Black Indians in the United States.
Yep, that's what I want.
Okay. Is there a specific part of the article?
Right here. I want this right. I want that right there where it says Black Indians, but I think I want
civil rights. Is there a tab like the other one?
Yeah, it should be. Well, I don't care about that. Historically, certain Native American tribes had close relations with African Americans.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, right there.
All right. It says right here, historically, certain Native American tribes have had.
Wait, where we at?
So we're looking at the Wikipedia article pertaining to the Black Native American Indians in the United States. Okay. And to be specific, it says Black Indians are Native American people defined as Native American due to being affiliated with Native American communities and being culturally Native American, who also have significant African American heritage.
Now, wait. It says being culturally Native American. Go ahead. Say that again.
Who also have significant African American heritage.
Right. No. Start right here. Start right here. And being culturally Native American or Native American communities.
Yeah, it says defined as Native American due to being affiliated with Native American communities.
Right. So they're saying Native American communities are Native American, right? But then it says this at the same time. Go ahead.
And being culturally Native American.
Right.
Who also have significant African American heritage.
So those Native American communities also have Native American. Those Native American communities also have African American heritage, meaning Black heritage, right? How would they say? Well, that's what when they say African American, that's what they're meaning. They're meaning Black people or Negro people, Judah, the tribe of Judah. But we know the North American Indians. That's Gad, right?
Right.
So there we go. We got another tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only one I didn't get is Benjamin. But that I can get that next week. Don't worry about that. Go ahead.
Historically, certain Native American tribes have had close relations with African Americans.
Right. He said Native American tribes have close relations with with the African Americans, with the so-called Black, with the tribe of Judah.
Right.
So the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Judah have close-knit relationships, just like the rest of the tribes have close-knit relationships with Judah. Go ahead.
It says, especially in regions where slavery was prevalent or where free people of color have historically resided.
Right. Okay, go ahead. He's gonna say southeast region, right, or something like that. Southwest or to the west, right? Go ahead.
Members of the 5 civilized tribes participated in holding enslaved African Americans in the Southeast, and some enslaved or formerly enslaved people migrated with them to the West on the Trail of Tears in 1830.
So it says so that means they're saying when the so-called Judites ran to freedom, right? They didn't always go up north. Sometimes they ran to the so-called Native American tribes, right? And they're going to start naming these tribes. You got something to say? You got something to add?
I just want to say, I just wanted to clap it up for the brothers that took them in, because like we even without the full understanding of our culture and who we originally are, they still had the spirit in themselves to understand that there was like a kindred to themselves,
right?
Going through the same things that we was going through, to actually say, you know what, come with us. We trying to get away from the same enemy that you got,
right?
You know? And come to find out, here in 2021, we're telling you right now, Native Americans and so-called African Americans are both Israelites in their ancestry, in their origin.
Right.
It's incredible that kind of brotherhood existed back then. This is a brotherhood class, right?
Right.
So the Native Americans showed major brotherhood right there, and that's heavy right there.
And that's why I'm bringing these articles out.
Yeah.
The Lord put it on me to bring it out, and I was like, con out of one con, sir. Real talk. Keep going. Wait. So it said that these so-called native so-called Judite, these so-called blacks, right, or African Americans, these Judites ran from slavery, and they didn't always go up north. Sometimes they went to Mexico and went all the way through Mexico, and when they went down through to the southern to South America, right, and sometimes they went and found peace with the so-called Native Americans, right, with the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben. That's what this is saying right here. And then it says even in the 1930s they traveled west with them on the Trail of Tears, right? So that's how close knit we were. Keep going.
That's right. It says migrated with them to the west on the Trail of Tears in 1830, and later during the period of Indian removal.
Right.
In peace.
Right. Wait. So when they started removing these on the southeast, I don't know if y'all know this, like with the so-called man, where to go? The Seminole Indians, right? They started removing them from the southeast region and started making them go west, right? So then when they started making them go west, the so-called blacks or African Americans, the Judites, they went with them. The Negroes went with them. They went with their brothers. They wasn't trying to be separate from their brothers. They was like, yeah, we going with y'all. We don't want to be caught over here by ourselves. We going with y'all. Go ahead.
It says, in peace treaties with the U.S., this American Civil War, the slaveholding tribes, which had sided with the Confederacy, were required to emancipate slaves and give them full citizenship rights in their nations.
Right. Keep going.
In controversial actions since the late 20th century, the Cherokee, Creek, and Seminole nations tightened their rules for membership and at times excluded freemen who did not have at least one ancestor listed as Native American in the early 20th century.
Right, keep going.
In the 20th century, Dawes Rolls. Was that like a census or something?
Dawes Rolls is like you know how we had the Jim Crow laws? The Native Americans had the Dawes Rolls.
Okay.
Shit like that.
This exclusion was later appealed in the courts, both because of the treaty conditions and in some cases because of possible inaccuracies in some of the rolls. The Chickasaw Nation never extended citizenship to Chickasaw freedmen.
That's it. That's it on that. So what that's saying is even so you know how they got $5 Indians? The $5 Indians started calling themselves Chickasaw. And they started this what do you call it? Discrimination against the Chickasaw Indians that were actually enslaved that was actually had to work for their inheritance. I don't know what you'll call it, but had to work. Right. So the $5 Indians start discriminating against the so-called Native American Indians. Just like nowadays the $5 Indians has the hotels, and the Native American Indians, the actual Native Americans, the actual Indians, right? They live on the reservation, going through drug addiction and alcohol and being alcoholics and things like that, because their land is being taken from them, and they bring casinos all into their community and not giving nothing about it.
Concert.
Right, sis, them 2 penny Indians, the $5 Indians, they say they 5% Chickasaw. My grandmother 5% was this and that, and they
184th.
Yeah,
Native American,
and that's how they open up the casinos, because they give money and grants for that. Meanwhile, they don't give the grants to the actual Native Americans that worked for nothing. You know what I mean? They don't give them the money. They give the ones that's from Italian descent and all that, and give them and they give them the money to build the casinos. Go ahead.
And that's so messed up, because they're doing 2 things at once. They're still supporting their own, like I'm talking about Esau, right?
You're right.
These people who are criminals and thieves, who have robbed them of everything that they could, that they can now say, oh, but wait, we give money to the Native Americans. Right. Meanwhile, those are not real actual Native Americans. Those $5 Indians, those are actually the same people that they are. Right. So they use it as, 1, to continue to support themselves, technically. Right. And 2, to say, oh, we paid you back after all the stuff that we did to you. Right. Which is complete bull. After
breaking over 500 treaties.
Right.
That's what they do. Well, that's why we call the oppressor the devil that the Bible speak of.
That's disgusting.
Because they're deceivers. They're going to deceive the whole world. They're going to deceive the whole world, and that's why they deceive the whole world. That's how they deceive the whole world. I remember them bringing this out in Cap bringing this out at camp when he was talking about how the Native American how the white men say that they won they won America in the war. Right. But then really they didn't win it in war. They won it in breaking peace treaties.
Yeah. Being sneak.
Right. They wanted to break in peace treaties, and if you read Genesis 49, they said that Gad is a troop that won't be or Gad is a troop that can't be something like ran over or something like that. That's why Gad was holding on to fighting until the 1930s or something like that. Right. They was holding on. They were fighting. Well, they wasn't you wasn't gonna whoop on Gad, and they would not get a fight back. You know what I mean? That's my brothers. You know what I mean? That's my brothers. I'm trying to tell you, because they couldn't defeat Gad. They couldn't defeat Gad. That's why they had to go sign. That's why they had to fake them out, 52 fake with the peace treaty, and then go behind and give them smallpox blankets. Mm-hmm. Because they couldn't defeat Gad, because Gad fights like that. They fight like that. They hard like that. They hard, rough-nosed niggas.
I could even add to that too.
Go ahead.
Because in the books that we've been reading, in the history books that are from the 1500s, brought out by I believe it was Officer Kazakian, that basically when they were studying the Central Americans from the tribe of Zebulon, from the tribe of Issachar, they was actually coming through the same problems. They could not fight them straight up when they got off of their boats to try to build their colonies and stuff. The first time they tried, they were getting wiped out. They was running with their tails between their legs all the way back to Spain or wherever they came from. They had to come back and trick them into thinking that they were friendly, and then end up betraying them. That's how they ended up winning. It wasn't because of an honorable warfare. It was because of treachery and deception, which is a sign of somebody who's actually weak.
Right, because I got a book that's called Indian Wars, and the whole time I was reading it, Gad and Gad and Reuben was given was given the so-called white man a run for their money. A run from their money, how they was hitting forts and taking all the weapons and running back up into the hills and the forest and the woods and shit like that. And when they'll come through there, boy, it'd be a war on their hands. You know what I'm talking about? Because they were shooting out the trees and coming, they'll strike like lightning and run back off into the woods. Guerrilla war.
Right.
And the so-called the white so-called white man was not ready for that for some reason. He was not ready for Gad. They were not ready for Gad. And then when the Gad learned how to use them guns and ride on them horses, it was a good night. Yeah, good night. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. And they was out there riding on them horses and shooting, and it wasn't good for the so-called white man. Like, bring it back wet. Right.
Yeah. One thing about Gad is he was always skillful in warfare and had the stamina and the athleticism to back that up. You know,
right.
People from the tribe of Gad would, Slacky, if I interject this, people from the tribe of Gad could run all day to send a message from one camp to another. You know what I'm saying? These were devout, man. These were people who ran and did all kinds of athletic things their whole life, from hunting to warfare. And I mean, it's sad to say we was doing this against each other too, and everything led to what it led to. But at the same time, think about this is the honorable type of people who are our brothers. You know,
right?
These are our brothers we're talking about now, and it's time for them to also understand who they are and to come back into the fold with the tribe of Judah and the rest of us.
Right. I give it to Gad, man. I like to watch his movies, man. I like to watch their movies,
them
man.
More Western flicks.
Yeah, man. Well, Gad was giving it to them so-called cowboys, man. I was love it. I love to watch their movies. Like, yeah, go ahead. I might watch one tonight, man.
Westworld too, man.
Yeah. I might watch one tonight. Okay, give me that Genesis 29 and 14.
Come on. Genesis chapter 29, verse 14.
And so this is Laban speaking to Jacob, right? When
right.
Jacob went to go get Rebecca, his wife, right?
Right.
This is what Laban said to him.
And Laban said to him, "Surely thou art my bone and my flesh."
Right. Because they were family. Laban was Jacob's uncle on his mother's side, so they were family. He said, "You my bone and my flesh." Right. Keep going.
And he abode with him the space of a month.
Right. So then Jacob stayed with him for a whole month. Right, but that's what he said. That's what he said. He said, "You are my bone and you are my flesh." You meaning you are my kinsman. You are my family. You know what I'm talking about? If I don't F with you, nobody gonna F with you. Right? You use my family. Use my kinfolk. Use my name. You know what I'm talking about? That's what he told him. Mm-hmm. That's what he told him. All right, go down to Judges 9 and 2.
Come.
Get that
Judges chapter 9 and verse 2.
We follow along also, man. Hey, hold on, where did
Judges chapter 9 verse 2. Speak, I pray you, in the ears of all men of Shechem, whether it is better for you, either that all the sons of Jerubbaal, which are 70.
Jerubbaal.
There's 2 B's? Okay.
Yeah,
Jerubbaal, which are 70 persons, reign over you.
Right.
Or that one reign over you.
Right.
Remember also that I am your bone and your flesh.
Right. So he's telling them that this is the time where, in the time of the judges of the military governors, right, where they were going to war, right? He was telling Jerubbaal, like, so you want to rule over these people, you got to remember that they're your flesh and your blood. You got to remember that they're your flesh and your bone. They're your people. They're your family. That's what you got to remember. Now, give me 2 Samuel 5 and 1.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get what the tribes of Israel said to David when he became king, or when he was positioning himself to become king. Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 5 and verse 1. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David.
Who?
David.
No. Well, who came?
Then came all the tribes of Israel to David.
Not some of the tribes. All the tribes of Israel came to David. Go ahead.
Unto Hebron. And spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
You are thy what?
Thy bone and thy flesh.
I mean, we are family. You are a king. We are your family. We are family. That's what they said. All the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron and said that.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Start that over.
Verse 5. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David and unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Right.
So all of them came. All the tribes came and gave their sword to David. Basically, that's what they did. They gave their sword to David. They assembled there and they said, "We are bone and you are bone of my flesh." That's what they told him. We are family. You are a king, and we are your family. Now give me Genesis 37 and 27. We're gonna get when the brothers sold Joseph into slavery to the Ishmaelites.
37, 27.
Right. We're gonna get what Joseph said. 37, 27.
Genesis chapter 37 and verse 27.
Uh-huh.
Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites.
Right, because Joseph's brothers want to sell him to the Ishmaelites. Go ahead.
And let not our hand be upon him.
Uh-huh.
For he is our brother and our flesh, and his brethren were content.
Right. Keep going. Is that the end of the verse?
End of the verse, kind of.
Right. He's like, wait, go back up to bone and flesh.
Kind of says, he is our brother and our flesh.
Right. He is our brother and our flesh. Right. That's what they said, because some of them wanted to sell them to the Ishmaelites and some of them didn't.
They also they said they didn't say bone and flesh, they said brother and flesh, which is still the same thing.
It's the same difference.
Yeah.
It's the same difference. It's the same difference. But they understood that they were brothers, but sometimes that's just how the game go. And they still sold them to the Ishmaelites. And then the Ishmaelites sold them to the Egyptians. Right?
Mm-hmm.
From there, give me Ezekiel 36 and 24. Now we're gonna get what Christ's job was. What Christ's job is, because now we know that we're bone and bone, flesh and flesh, right? And we know in the time of the kings that the kingdom was split apart. Right, we had the northern tribes, the 10 tribes led by Ephraim, and then we had the southern tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, led by Judah, right?
Right.
And Judea. So now we're gonna get to what Christ's job is. Go ahead.
You say Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 24.
Yes, sir.
For I will take you from among the heathen.
Right, he's gonna do what?
Take you from among the heathen.
So he's gonna take us from among the heathen. So right now we're scattered all around in every nation under heaven, and then so now the Most High is going to take us away from the heathen. Go ahead.
It says, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land.
He's start that over.
This is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries.
He said he's going to gather you out of all countries. That's what he said. He's going to gather you out of all countries. Right? Every nation under heaven. Keep going.
And will bring you into your own land.
And do what?
Bring you into your own land.
He's going to bring you into our own land. Right? We're going to have our own land. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Keep going.
Verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you.
And then he's going to clean us. And then they're going to clean. Then the Most High is going to clean us. He's going to sprinkle clean water among us. Go ahead.
And ye shall be clean from all your filthiness.
And we should be what?
Clean from all your filthiness.
And we should be clean from all our filthiness that we learned here with the other nations. We're not going to think about that stuff no more. We're not going to be trying to celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, our birthdays, Halloween. We're going to be celebrating the high holy days.
Right.
That's what we're going to be doing. The Feast of Purim, the Feast of Purim, Passover, Feast of Unleavened Breads. That's what we're gonna. Day of Atonement, Feast of First Fruits, the Feast of Dedications, the blowing of the trumpets. That's what we're gonna be doing. We ain't gonna be doing all these wicked holidays that the Christian church say is okay to do. They're not gonna be worshiping on those Sundays no more. They're gonna be worshiping on the Sabbath day. That's right. They're gonna have Sabbath service. That's right. Go ahead. Is that it on that verse?
That's a little bit more.
Go ahead.
And from all your idols.
And all of our idols. We won't be looking at Martin Luther King as an idol no more. Malcolm X as an idol no more. The Elijah Muhammad as an idol. Farrakhan as an idol. T.D. Jakes as an idol. Michael Jordan as an idol. Dwayne Wade as an idol. Weird. Kwefo Dollar as an idol. We won't be worshiping these as an idol anymore. He's gonna clean us. Most High is gonna be clean. We won't be having these what do you call it? The moon and the stars from Islam and the Kaaba stone.
Right.
And we won't be worshiping the sun and those wooden crosses with Caesar Borgia dead on the crosses. We won't be having those no more. There won't be no white Jesus pieces no more. No Caesar Borgia pieces no more. All of those are not coming into the kingdom of heaven. They're not coming into the kingdom of heaven. I repeat it again. They are not coming into the kingdom of heaven. I hope the Most High put me in charge of that.
Right.
You know, so make sure none of these come into the kingdom. I don't want to come, sir. I'm in that. I'm on that. You know what I mean? I got X-ray vision.
You think I will with these glasses?
All right, you know what I mean? I got X-ray vision. We do not need that in the kingdom. No homosexuality is coming in the kingdom.
Damn right.
No Buddhist statues are coming into the kingdom. No Krishna statues are coming into the kingdom. No dreadlocks are coming into the kingdom.
That's a heavy one right there. No weed.
Yeah, no weed is coming into the kingdom.
Not to be smoked.
No drugs are coming into the kingdom. None of that stuff is coming into the kingdom. That it on that?
Concert.
Hold on. I forgot to put down one, but I have one right here that I need. Give me Revelations 5 and 9. And then Acts 2 and 5.
Revelation 5 and 9.
I forgot to write those down.
Revelation chapter 5 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof.
Right.
For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by thy blood.
Right.
Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Right. Out of every people, tongue, kindred, and nation. Right. Because we're scattered in all nations. Right, so we're coming back together. That's what we were doing in slavery. We was coming together after slavery. When we had after slavery was done, and we had all those great civilizations popping up, like Black Wall Street, Rosewood, Florida, and Durham, North Carolina, Seneca Village, Detroit was one of them. Where else? I know we probably have some more. I'm gonna do some more research on there, find out. But we were all coming together. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans was in those communities that they dropped bombs on, that they had big race riots in. Right? There were Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans there. Not only Black people, but there was Hispanics and Native Americans living amongst each other. We were all living amongst each other, building a great nation. Or building great civilizations for us, and the so-called white men couldn't take it, and they had to drop bombs on us, and they had to do. Yeah, I said Rosewood, this Rosewood, Florida, and they had to deal with us treacherously. They had to drop bombs on us, and they had to have race riots and stuff and things of that nature to get rid of us out of those communities.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were building civilizations for ourselves that was better than the so-called white man. We had hospitals and pull up Black Wall Street Google Black Wall Street on your what's the name?
Concert.
Google Black Wall Street, because it's gonna tell you everything that they had. We had libraries and hospitals and black owned diners and bus transportation and public transportation and factories and schools and colleges, and we had all that stuff there. We had all this stuff in many different communities of Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
And we found something heavy right here.
Go ahead.
This is from the history website, history.com. Tulsa's Black Wall Street flourished as a self-contained hub in the early 1900s. Greenwood Avenue featured luxury shops, restaurants, movie theaters, a library, pool halls, and nightclubs. Before the Tulsa Race Massacre, where the city's Black district of Greenwood was attacked by a white mob, resulting in 2 days of bloodshed and destruction.
How many days?
2 days of bloodshed and destruction.
Who was it attacked by?
White mob.
Who?
White mob.
That sounds like those riots that just happened. That sounds like those riots that just happened.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Black people out there that was out there setting police buildings, police what do you call it? Police stations on fire. Black people don't think like that. We don't set police stations on fire. We out there not setting police. We were trying to march and be nonviolent. That's what's going on out there within the so-called oppressors out there and white mobs, and they thinking about doing something that's gonna set somebody off. Keep going.
It says the area had been considered one of the most affluent African American communities in the United States for the early part of the 20th century. The massacre, which began on May 31st, 1921, and left hundreds of Black residents dead.
How many?
Hundreds of Black residents dead and thousands of houses destroyed, often overshadows the history of the venerable Black enclave itself. Greenwood District, with a population of 10,000 at the time, had thrived as the epicenter of African American business and culture, particularly on bustling Greenwood Avenue, commonly known as Black Wall Street.
Right. So it was the Black hub of businesses.
This is even more heavy too.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It says,
we got nothing but time.
Founded in 1906, Greenwood was developed on Indian territory. The vast area where Native American tribes had been forced to relocate.
Right.
Which encompasses much of modern-day eastern Oklahoma.
Right. So that's who had to be relocated there?
Native American tribes had been forced to locate to Greenwood.
To relocate.
To relocate Greenwood.
They had
1906.
So they had to relocate to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Right? So Black people were already there. Then the Native Americans had to relocate there because of their racial discrimination that was being against them. So that's what I'm saying. So the who was there in Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 1930s, right? When they dropped bombs on Black Wall Street was Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Because the Native Americans knew where to go because there's strength in numbers.
That's right.
Because there's strength in numbers. So they knew where to go. They knew who to be with. It was like, shit, I gotta go over here. I gotta go over here with with my Black brothers, with my Negroes. That's who they was talking about. That's what they was talking about. I gotta go over here. I know we put our resources together, we're gonna make something great. And that's what they did. And then they dropped bombs on it because we were the central hub for Black business. So all these other cities that was popping up, right? They were coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, getting supplies and stuff like that, and taking it back over there. So let's say they in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they were making all types. They were making buses, right? And then they'll ship them to over here in Durham, North Carolina, and they'll start their own bus line for the cheap, because you know how Black folks is. They'll let something go to Black folks for the low. Am I saying that right? I don't want.
Yeah, the player price.
Yeah, the player price. You know what I'm talking about? For them, it's gonna cost this, but for you, I got you.
Right. I could work something out.
I could work something out. You know, so I could do this, I could do that. You know what I mean?
This thing's not one burn.
All right, look. Twist it. Oh well. It's gonna start burning. No, it's gonna start burning.
Concert.
It better start burning. I wish I had the eye. You know, but I'm not Superman. Or what's that girl's
Cyclops.
name? Captain America. I mean, Captain Marvel. She's too strong to me, man.
Yeah, she's kind of came out of nowhere.
No, she didn't come out of nowhere. She been Captain Marvel. It's just like they just have to introduce her. Go ahead.
Lady as hell. All right.
Where we at?
We were still reading the excerpt. It says,
it's still more on that?
Con.
Oh shit. Go keep going.
It says Oklahoma begins to be promoted as a safe haven for African Americans who start to come particularly post emancipation to Indian territory, says Michelle Place, executive director of the Tulsa Historical Society Museum.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what more was there to say? Is
no, I don't need no more of that. You still on Revelations 5 and 9?
It says Revelation chapter 5 verse 9.
Go ahead.
And they sung a new song, saying, "Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof.
Uh-huh.
For thou wast slain."
So who they talking about? Who's worthy? Christ is worthy.
Right.
Go ahead.
"And hast redeemed us to God by thy blood."
Right. That's Christ. That's Christ, because he gave his blood for the nation of Israel to be a mediator between us and the Most High.
Right.
That's Christ. He has redeemed us by his blood. Keep going.
"Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and hast made us unto our God kings and priests."
Right. That's nobody else but the nation of Israel. That's nobody else but the nation of Israel. But give me Acts 2 and 5.
Come on.
Give me Acts 2 and 5, because that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen in the future. It's happening right now as we speak. There's getting us from all different nations, kindreds, and tongue. In the I.S.U.P.K, we speak all languages. We got brothers that speak Creole. We got brothers that speak Portuguese because of Brazil. Officer Bun, he speaks what? They sent him down to Brazil or something like that. Didn't he learn Portuguese in a couple weeks?
For real?
Yeah.
When did that happen? I don't even know that.
Man, that happened last year. You late.
It's
You late. You know what I mean? We got brothers speak Spanish. We speak Hebrew, right? And I think some brothers speak Yiddish. Everything any language that you want to learn, if we have that here in I.S.U.P.K. So that's going to make this prophecy true. Go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 2, verse 5. "And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven."
Right. Out of every nation under heaven, we had devout men. Right? Out of every nation under heaven, we had devout men. They're dwelling at Jerusalem. Start that over.
"And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven."
Out of every nation under heaven. That's what that is right there. That's what it's talking about when in Revelations 5 and 9. Devout men out of every nation. That's what it's talking about in Ezekiel 36:24. How he was going to strip us out of every country and bring us back together and set us in our own country. Right? That's what it's talking about. It's talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The 12 tribes of Israel is being brought back together and set in their own land. Right?
Right.
Give me 1 John 4 and 20.
Okay.
So if we've always had this brotherly love towards each other, right? Why come it comes now, right? That we want to be like this to each other, or why does it come now that we don't see each other as brothers, right? Because I know when I was growing up in school, we had like black and Hispanic fights all the time. All the time, we was always beefing with the so-called Mexicans. For some reason, didn't know why. We just always had that indignation, and they always had an indignation against us. But then we get older outside of high school and grow up a little bit. Now we have an understanding. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just a whole bunch of nonsense back then. But that's because we didn't have no guidance to tell us that we were the same people. That we should come together and not fight against each other, but we should come together and fight with each other. If y'all catch my drift. Not fight against each other, but fight with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go ahead.
Come on. This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hated his brother.
So if you say you love God and hate your brother, like most of us say, right? Most of us be like, yeah, I know my God and my God love me. But then when the brothers say something, right? You ready to go left. You're not ready to hear your brother. You're not ready to understand your brother. You're just ready to go left.
Right.
Go ahead. Keep going.
He is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
So how can you not love your brother that you see every day, right? You see your brother every day, but then you say you love God. You see your brother every day and hate him, but then you say you love God who you don't see every day. You don't even know what the Most High look like. You think Christ looks like a so-called white man, right? So how can you say you love Christ when you have never seen Christ? But then you hate your brother that you see every day. That's what we're talking about. Read that over.
Come on. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother,
right,
he is a liar.
Right.
For he that loveth not his brother,
right,
whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Right. If you see your brother every day and you don't love your brother, how can you love the Most High which you have never seen the Most High before? The Most High have never came down and said anything to you. The Most High has never put anything in your ear like, yeah, I am him. I am the Lord. Do this, do that. The Most High never did that. So how can you say you love the Most High and you never heard from the Most High? You never talked to the Most High. You never, the Most High has never said anything to you. You have never seen the Most High, but then you see your brother every day and have a problem with him. How can that happen? How can that happen? So that means you are a liar. Give me 1 John 2 and 3.
Come. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby do we know that we know him.
Right. So this is how you know the Most High, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
If we keep his commandments.
If we do what?
Keep his commandments.
If we keep his commandments. Keep going.
He that said, I know him.
He that said, I know him, like all you Christian pastors do. I know him. I know my God. The Lord know my heart. Go ahead.
And keepeth not his commandments.
But then you don't keep not one commandment in the Bible. None. Go ahead.
Is a liar.
Is a what?
A liar.
Is a what?
A liar.
You are a liar. I know my God. I know my God, but then you don't even keep the law of tithing. You don't keep the law of keeping your beard. You don't keep the law of brotherhood. You don't keep no law. You eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster on a daily. Right? But then you say, I know God. I know the Most High. The Most High know my heart. The Most High does not know your heart. Most High doesn't want to know your heart because he know your heart is full of wickedness and evil. That's all I wanted on that.
Come.
Give me Malachi 2 and 10.
Come, sir. Malachi, it's the last book.
That's the last book of the New Testament. Let me get a sip of my water.
Malachi chapter 2 and verse 10. Have we not all one Father?
Is that a question?
It's a question.
So have we not all the same Father? Right? We don't have the same Father. Don't we all have the same Father? Yes, we do. Keep going.
Hath not one God created us?
Right. Don't we have a one God, the belief in one God? If we Israelites, we were the first one with the belief of one God. Go ahead.
Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother?
Why do we do what?
Treacherously every man against his brother.
Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother? Why do we do that? If we are flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone, why do we deal treacherously with each other? Right? Why we want to gangbang against each other, beef with one another? When somebody goes to a store in the black neighborhood. Hey, this happened to me yesterday. I went to the store over here to get me some tea, and I got out the car. It was two brothers standing there, and they got the mugging. I'm looking like, what are y'all mugging about?
I'm just getting some damn tea.
Yeah, I just want some tea. I get out the car, they just looking at me like, you know what I mean, want to be hard. And me being me, I learned from the men above me. What's going on, brother? And keep on walking. You know what's going on, brother? Kill them with kindness. That's all they need. They ain't never had a black man been kind to them before in their life. They ain't never had a black man show compassion to them before in their life. So what's going on, brother? Y'all all right? All right, cool. And keep on pushing. Because it ain't always about being the toughest or being the baddest. Sometimes the brother just wanna be loved on. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You want to be loved on, brother? I'm gonna give you all the love you want. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you all the love. You need some love? Hey, we gonna give you the love. It ain't nothing to give you some love and some wisdom. It ain't nothing. Really, I want them to see me in my war scarf and my friend. I mean, my war crown,
right,
and my fringes, and get to asking some questions. Man, what is you? Who are you, bro? Why you look like, you know what I mean? Like you're ready for war. Who are you?
Where are you from?
Right, so I could tell him, man, I'm with the I.S.U.P.K, man. You know what I mean? This, that, and third. You ain't never heard you an Israelite act? Oh, man, well, you guys chosen people. Let me give you this scripture and this scripture and this scripture. Get them interested in the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I've ever seen them brothers around here. Maybe they'd be around here again and they'd be looking at, all right, I've seen this brother twice now. Hey, man, who is you? That's all they need to ask, right? Hey, man, what you about, man? I like, straight up. Go ahead, Art.
We was talking about yesterday in that class. We were saying that these apostles, these disciples of Christ, were walking around in cities that they did not have affiliations with. They were able to walk into any hood, so to speak, any ghetto, any place where we dwelt, and communicate with us. Why? Because they showed brotherhood. Because they knew how to communicate with our people in a way that was not only going to be stern and strong, but also in a way to let them know, hey, I'm on your team. We're here for you. We are brothers.
Right.
And that's where it all comes together.
Because that's why a lot of brothers don't go to the Christian church, because the brothers, the men in the Christian church are effeminate.
Yeah, right.
They talk soft, they too nice, and they let their women run all over them. Then when they come across us reading about it, like, why y'all so hard like that? Why don't y'all talk soft? Like, because nobody in the Bible talks soft, especially Christ. Christ was the old hard-headed, running around doing what? Like, you know what I mean? Christ was ready to buck. Excuse me? Like, that's like he was austere. Go ahead.
I seen a video someone posted yesterday on the book. It was saying it was a dude came and caught his woman with another dude. You saw that?
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh my goodness! And he was yelling and he was mad, and he had security came in. They was looking and seeing what was going on.
He's like, I got your name tattooed off me.
Yeah, I got your name tattooed, which was a sin, by the way.
Yeah, but she was like, that's your fault. You got your name tattooed on me. Now you out here looking stupid.
And she told him and the dude she was cheating with to come inside, like as if they was gonna talk things out.
Yeah,
and that she was gonna get her way. Like, that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're a Christian. That's the kind of weak spirit that you carry when you grow up in the church. Coming to the I.S.U.P.K, and you'll understand just how it is to really have the spirit of the Most High, and you do not be afraid of anything except the Most High. That's
y'all just been getting me out of jail.
No, I said in the chat, I was like, man, look,
y'all just been getting me out of jail, man. Like I gotta make the call. Salakia, sir.
That'd be a test I just could not pass.
Yeah, I don't think I'll pass that either. Salakia, sir. This is what happened. Okay, I you know what I mean. Oh, you know what I mean? I couldn't do it. But Where we at?
We at Malachi chapter 2 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
Have we not all one Father?
Right.
Have not one God created us?
Right. Don't we have one Father, the Most High? Having one God created us, which is the Most High. Go ahead.
Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother?
So why are we dealing treacherously with each other? Why are we treating each other like animals? Why are we treating each other like animals? When when people used to see us, they used to look at our brotherhood and be like, damn, who is this? Wait. You see that brother give the shirt off his back or give the garment off of his back?
Right. To someone he barely met.
Right.
And grew up on the other coast while he grew up on the East Coast.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of brotherhood in the U.P.K. is just...
In the U.P.K. ain't no such thing as a East Coast, West Coast beef.
Right.
We ain't no such thing as that. We got East Coast, West Coast brotherhood. We
will argue about hip hop.
Yeah. And we ain't arguing about hip hop. We having a heated discussion.
Okay.
There's no arguments.
We building.
Yeah, we building. You know what I'm talking? We're having a heated discussion over Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole.
Tupac and Biggie.
No, and the new one is Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. That's the new one.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't. But why are we dealing treacherously with each other?
We shouldn't.
Because we learn from the white. Give me John 8 and 44.
Come on.
I just got a million scriptures running through my head all day.
That's good.
They just run and they coming like clockwork. Boo, 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 boo. I'm like,
That's good. You remember the precept too. I remember the phrase, and I gotta go and search.
Hey, man.
John 8 and 24.
Yeah, you get to teaching these classes. They just like
St. John chapter 8, verse 24. I said, therefore, unto you that ye shall die in your sins.
No.
Which one are you looking for?
You have your father, the devil.
Yeah.
I got it wrote down somewhere. Let me find it. 1 second. Say something cool.
Brotherhood is a weapon, and that's something that when coming into this classes in these schools, that's something that.
Hold on.
Oh, is that? Slow, Lord Christ.
Slow, Lord Christ, sir.
When we first started studying, this brother came into the school before I did. Now, of course, I was studying with the men since I think it was 2017. But you came in, what year was it? 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
But he was able to do things that I wasn't able to do at the time, and so we worked together as brothers to come into this truth and build, to start building up our school here in San Antonio, where we begin this endeavor. So it's just like basically the beginning of that brotherhood here in San Antonio, and it's because we've been able to help each other do that. You know what I'm saying? That this is possible. So I'll praise the Most High for that. I'm just saying, like, hey, we got a lot of work to do here, you know? And if we follow the right guidance from the men above us that did the same thing in many other cities, then there's so much potential for what we could do in our city.
All right. John 8 and 44.
Oh, my bad. You said 24.
No, I didn't.
I
went right to it. I was like, I'm not tripping.
St. John chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Right.
So that's why we deal with each other like that, because we lost in Christianity, and the Christianity is lies taught to us by our oppressors. Go ahead.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Right, and the white man was a murderer from the beginning. He was a murderer from the beginning. So then we learned from him and became murderers through the Christian church. Go ahead.
And abode not in the truth.
And we did not abide in God's laws in the truth. Go ahead.
Because there is no truth in him.
Because there's no truth in the white man. There's no truth in the white man. If the white man tells you that it's raining outside and you hear raindrops, you still need to go look and check. Go ahead.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
When he speaketh the what?
A lie, he speaketh of his own.
So when he speak a lie, he speak from his own heart. He don't speak from the truth of the Bible. We don't speak from the truth of anything. He speaks from his own heart. So when he tells you he's going to make a peace treaty with you, and he turns around and gives you smallpox blankets to turn around and murder your whole village, that's what he was thinking from the beginning. That's the lie that he was telling from the beginning. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we just was learned that, and we taught that in the Christian church, and now we was taught that to our kids. So that's why our kids grow up and lie to us. We lied to them their whole life, telling them about Easter bunnies that lay eggs, and Santa Claus, and Halloween, and Thanksgiving, and 4th of July. Right? We lied to them their whole life, talking about their birthdays. We lied to them their whole life, and then expect them to grow up and tell us the truth. Of course, they're not going to tell us the truth. They tell you lied. You lied to me my whole life. Tell them about the tooth fairy. When they lose a tooth, that somebody comes in there and gives them $1 for their tooth. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Give me the tooth, I give you $1. You growing up, here go $1. Let's see if you can hold that $1 for a week. You feel me? If you can't spend that $1 for a week, I give you $2. You know what I'm talking about? On Friday. Teach them the value of $1. But don't teach them how to go sell drugs for the money.
Right.
And buy the new Balenciagas or whatever that's called. And buy the new Jordans. Right? Show them the value of money. Show them how to help their people with that money. That's what you do. People get on my nerves. Talking about don't lie to me, but then you've been lying to your child your whole life. The whole time they've been alive, you've been lying to them. Mm-hmm. And then you gonna tell them, don't be lying to me. What are you talking about? You're supposed to lead by example. I remember growing up, they used to tell me all the time, don't do as I do as I say. That don't make no sense because I'm watching you do everything that you telling me not to do.
Right.
So now you don't want me to do that. You want me to do as you say, but you doing everything that you told me not to do. That makes no sense. Yeah, you a hypocrite. But they learned that from the Christian church, though. When that's not in the Bible. The Most High never said, do as I tell you, don't do as I do. The Most High be like, if I tell you to do something, I'm going to do that same thing. You know what I'm talking about? Most High told me that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the greatest thing on this planet. And I have yet to not see his point. Right?
Damn right.
Because I know when we make trap music, Japanese people and Chinese people make Japanese and Chinese trap music.
Right.
Now they making music about trap music and hoeing out their women. Right? Because we did it. When we wear our hat backwards, wow, everybody else wants to wear their hat backwards. When we sag our pants, everybody else wants to sag their pants. Because we're the flavor of the earth. We're the thing that make the earth go round, not money. Israelites make the world go round. We're pop culture. Now Miley Cyrus want to be standing on the couch in her Jordans, in her J's, right? And didn't they have a song like that? Juicy J and Miley Cyrus. I thought she came from Tennessee in the country, right? Right? Did she come from Tennessee or something like that in the country? She wear cowboy boots. What you talking about standing on the couch in the club in your J's for? You come from Disney Channel. Stop it. But you catch my drift?
It's always the Disney Channel chicks that got weird quick. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. They're not weird. They just get grown, got all that money, and lose control.
I'm just saying, though, Nickelodeon chicks, they didn't come out as bad.
Yeah. That's because they was already bad at 16, 17 years old. 15 years old, getting trains ran on up Slovakia. But yeah, that's what they do. 16 years old, having sex like with multiple men and stuff like that. That's what they were doing back then. And then they turn 18. They were like, I'm not on Disney Channel no more. I don't have to hide it. So now I can just be nasty, twerk all on stage and do what I want to do.
No boo.
Yeah. But that's what. But that's the truth, though. That's the truth. That's the truth. Think about Black, Hispanic, and Native American female. When they 16, they be hiding it, and then when they turn 18, 19, get their own apartment, then they really start inviting.
Wow, that's crazy, right?
I'm just saying what I observe. I don't want to be. That's what I observe. Is there any more on that? John 8:44.
Let me see.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
Yeah, that was it. That was the last precept on it.
That was the last precept on it.
Concept.
All right, now give me Psalms 133:1.
Concept.
Give me John 133:1, because this is what we should be doing. This is what
right?
Yeah, this is how we should be living, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we should be coming together, man. We should be too busy loving on each other to be hating each other.
Psalm chapter 133 verse. Hold on.
Go ahead, hold on, but just like in slavery, when we ran away from the slave master and we know where to go,
right?
That's the same thing as now. We should be loving on each other so much that we ain't got time for the love on nobody else.
Right.
We should be loving on Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and Native Americans should be loving on Hispanics and Blacks, and Hispanics should be loving on Native Americans and Blacks. We should be loving on each other. We shouldn't be hating each other in the streets. We shouldn't be too busy talking about you can't date my woman and this that. To tell me the story about earlier about the brother that they hating on him because he got him an Hispanic woman.
Oh yeah, so one of the famous people on Facebook, a man who used to do skits and reactions to basketball videos, goes by the name of Famous Los, something like that, 32 or something like that. He's a brother. He's most likely from the tribe of Judah. He's a black man, so-called black man. And a lot of people are getting mad because he comes in with some of his videos and his latest content, seeing that he's got a girlfriend and, she's a Hispanic woman, which us and I.S.U.P.K, we just see that as like a normal thing, right?
Yeah.
But you got people in his comment section trying to get after him saying, oh, you would sell out. Oh, you changing race. You trading on your race. Well, little do they know he's not trading on his race. He's with the 12 tribes of Israel like he's supposed to be, but they mad at him because he ain't with another sister or
right.
another. You know what I'm saying? He is with a sister, but he's just with a different tribal sister. It's kind of like like that they salty because he didn't go
right.
with his own tribe. But
I wish they say something about me getting a Hispanic woman. I wish they say something about me. And yeah, I got me one. Ain't she beautiful? I'm just saying. Tomorrow, like, yeah, I wish, but they ain't gonna say nothing to me because I'm intimidating, brother. Look at that beard. He got the spikes on.
Salaki, they look at you, they think you Rick Ross one time. Like, oh man.
Yeah, they be looking like, you feel me? But yeah, man, leave that brother alone, man. He got as long as he ain't breaking no laws of God. You know what I mean? As long as he got him Hispanic, yeah, he too wild.
Right.
He too wild with us.
I applaud that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. He too wild with us.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't get with somebody that wasn't from the tribe.
Right. She could probably cook fried chicken and all that.
Yep.
Neck bones and all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
You gotta be the Mexican place. You make kind of salad, the chalupas, you know what I'm saying? She probably break it down like that.
I know some Hispanic women that are making some neck bones and fried chicken and all that.
Okay, bring it on.
All that. I know some Northern tribe women that throw down. You know, Sister Mariah's one of them, ain't that right, Sister Mariah?
Oh, yeah,
Sister Mariah be throwing she'll throw down.
Yep.
You feel me? She'll throw down. Hey,
yep.
I remember them brotherhoods.
There'll be plenty more.
Yeah, I remember the brotherhoods. Sloggy, sir, you leaving? You don't want to go? We finna end the class in a little bit. You want to go get Taco Tuesday with us?
Yeah, I'm being in the area. I had to just drop my boys off and everything, handle some business. That's why I just stopped by.
We're going to get video tacos.
Let's do it.
We'll call you, sir.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Hold it down, man. Do an excellent job.
The water, sir. Give me that Psalms 133:1.
Psalm chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right, look at this, man. This is the southern tribe brother and the northern tribe brother. Ain't no more northern or southern tribes. We are all the same. We're the 12 tribes of Israel, but we dwelling together right now in unity. We finna go get some tacos. We like fried chicken.
I don't think I like fried chicken more than he does.
Hey, straight
And
up.
he likes tacos more than I do.
That's straight up. Straight up. Hey,
I'm not kidding.
hey, don't shave in our game. You feel me? We gonna get that good old eating. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. But today is Taco Tuesday, so hey, Taco Tuesday. Hey.
I'm with it. I'm with
We get excited about the brotherhood. You know what I'm talking about? But go ahead. Keep.
Khan. It says in verse 2.
Nah. Just go back to verse 1.
Khan. This is verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right. So how pleasant it is for us to dwell together in unity. And that's what we do here in the I.S.U.P.K. When we go to our feast days, man, brothers be dwelling in unity. We ain't got no time to be talking trash about each other and stuff like that. Man, we got no time. We worried about this nation. We're trying to put this nation back together.
That's
so
right.
We ain't got time to be talking down on each other and this, that, and this. We too busy trying to see what we can do to come together and go pass out flyers or go do this and put some work in somewhere. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground.
Damn right.
That's what we worried about. We worried about boots on the ground, going here, going there, man. Well, what's popping tonight so we can go out there and go get some flyers? What we thinking about doing? We go come together in a big group and go hit the block party and set up a booth? Or we trying to come together and get these signs done?
Right.
So we can start camping in another city?
Right.
Oh, we trying to do this, we trying to do that. That's what we worried about, man. We're not worried about the other nonsense, man. Mm-hmm. We're not worried about a brother getting a northern tribe sister, man. Getting a Hispanic sister. We're not worried about that, man. If a Judite want to get a Hispanic tribe sister, man, go ahead. And if a Hispanic tribe brother want to get a Judite sister, man, go ahead. Get you one. Go ahead, man. Changing up. This is the signs of the time. That's how we come together and keep this nation full, man. We're not worried about that. We're worried about them dwelling together in unity.
That's the truth.
It's 2021, man. It's 2021. And y'all still worried about that. What y'all worried about that for, man? Something happened to these brothers and sisters, man, where they don't like each other. Give me Zephaniah 2:1. We're gonna end it on this scripture right here. My living ain't not going.
Zephaniah.
Y'all was I've been worried about the video tacos.
Them things was good. I liked them last time. I'll give one.
I don't know what
which book is it after?
Zephaniah.
Yeah.
I think it's before Malachi.
Okay, yeah, 900. Okay, because they're so close together.
It's before Malachi. So it ain't that big of a book.
These are like the thinnest pages I've ever seen in the Bible. There we go.
2:1.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
You said do what?
Gather yourselves together.
So Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're supposed to be gathering together, not beefing with each other. We're supposed to be gathering ourselves together, not beefing with each other. Why do we always want to beef with each other? But we ain't never gonna take that smoke to the white man. Not saying that, but that's what we should do. That's not saying what we should do. Don't harm. Nobody shouldn't harm anybody. But you want to smoke with each other, but you don't. But when the white man come around, you all teeth, smiling and shit.
Right.
Smiling and shit.
Mean mugging us.
Yeah.
You uppity Negro for them.
Yeah. Don't be an uppity Negro for the white man and be a tough SOB with us. Don't be like that. Right? You should be tough with them and smiling towards us, showing us compassion that we ain't never felt from a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you ain't never felt compassion from a black man, us either. Except you was in the I.S.U.P.K. I'm sorry. We have never felt compassion from our brother outside of the I.S.U.P.K. Let's say that, because that's all we see. That's all we get in the U.P.K. I didn't even think brothers could act so brotherly until I came into the U.P.K.
Damn, that's heavy.
You feel me? Now I ain't nothing but a call away. I call my brothers in Austin and say, I got a problem, yo. These niggas out here tripping. I bet you they're gonna skip work and come down here. They're gonna skip slavery and be like, fuck that. And, you know what I'm talking about? They're gonna be down here. Who want problems? You know, so all I gotta do is make one phone call. And niggas gonna be here. Same thing with them. All you gotta do is make one phone call and I'm there. What? Because that's how the brotherhood work, man. That's how the brotherhood work. Go ahead, keep that. Start that over.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Gather yourselves together.
It says, gather yourselves together. Go ahead.
Yea, gather together.
Right.
O nation, not desired.
And that's Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. That's what we brought out in the article earlier. That we wasn't desired from any nation.
That's right.
Mexicans wasn't desired in Mexico. Cubans wasn't desired in Cuba. Puerto Ricans wasn't desired in Puerto Rico. Right? They're not desired. Excuse me. They're not desired. That's the hope. That's what it is, man. They are not desired. That's why we should gather ourselves together, just like they was doing in the slavery times. Black man broke away from his slave owner. He went straight to the so-called Native Americans. Went straight to the Mexicans. He either went south or he went east, or he went. We knew where we were going. Just because we couldn't read and write English, right? Which is false. We could read and we could write. Who you think was writing schematics and stuff and blueprints to build houses? Who you think was reading those schematics to build houses? They wasn't letting us read the Bible because the Bible is a revolutionary book. Because the Bible is a book that won't let you be a slave once you read it in its entirety and not from a slave master's eyes. Once you read it from the I.S.U.P.K eyes, you're going to be like, oh, this is a book about freedom and family. Family, freedom, law, statutes, and commandments. Right? But we were very intelligent. Who you think was building all the inventions back then, like the cotton gin and the toilet, things like that, the stoplight. Right? Who's building all that? Who's building things like that? Black men, Hispanic men, Native American men. We was building those. We was building things. Why would a so-called white man build a cotton gin that makes the slave work easier? Why in the world would he do that? See, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. So it's about time we come back together like we did in slavery and we start loving on each other, man. So much love for a Black, Hispanic, and Native American, and we ain't got no love for no other nations. Right? Only Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is welcome at the cookout. Only welcome in the I.S.U.P.K. Don't bring no black. Don't bring no somebody outside the nation of Israel to the school. Like, oh, I want to get in. I want to learn. No, can't come in here. You go that way. Keep walking. You know what I'm talking about? Only ones that's led in the school is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Only one that's going to eat at the cookout is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Only ones that's coming to Passover is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because we are family, man. We are bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And with that, yeah, we are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General Yohana, we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans as the Israelites since 1969, right? And we are not affiliated with any other group, no Christian group, no Muslim group, no other Israelite group. We're the I.S.U.P.K. And with that, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shem Alatan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters, and I now pass the class over to Trooper Ayalawan. Man, it's small in here. You remember that? That nigga said it's small in here. That nigga said, no, you big in here. Good.
These are the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for the new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapters 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashara means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offerings for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Day of Atonement to take place on the 10th day of the 7th month. This is going to fall on Wednesday, the 15th, September 2021. This is found in the book of Leviticus, chapters 23, verses 27 through 32. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. And that includes the I.S.U.P.K security announcements.
Right.
Right, sir.
You want me to do the Hebrew there?
Actually,
It's right here. It's right here. All
I wanted to do this one. And this one. But this one first.
right. I mean, no sweat.
God, if I could.
But we got to turn to face east. So with that, Amajim, we're gonna start turn to face east. Go ahead.
This is called Hakah, the power prayer. We're going to read it in the ancient Hebrew first. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Baba Kushai,
Baba Kusha,
Nathan Lunawa,
Latanu now,
Hakah,
Lakak,
Hakah,
Lakak,
Lara Pa'ah,
La Rapa.
Kal Makala,
Say it again.
Kal Makala,
Kal Makala,
Wakal Madawa,
Wakal Marwa,
Hakah,
Haka,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Hamatazarayim,
Hatamazarayim,
Hakah,
Haka,
Lahakwayim,
Lahakwayim,
Hamathyam,
Lamatyam,
Hakah,
Lahak,
Arakawa,
Arakayawa,
Hatama'ala,
Latamawa,
Lagarashan,
Lagarashan,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
the water,
the water.
Aman.
Aman. Now we're going to do our power prayer, the power prayer in English. Lord,
Lord,
in the name of
in the name of
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
please give us the power
please give us the power
to heal all manner of sickness
to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease
and all manner of disease,
and the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to raise the dead,
the power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean spirits,
the power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai.
to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. This is the rank structure.
Okay, go ahead.
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Why Yahweh Shai?
Wa Mayala,
Why Ma'ak Allah?
Wa Alahayim,
Why Allahayim?
Matazab Ya'ah,
Matazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana,
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawapim,
Allah Halawapyum.
Hasaranyim,
Hasaranyum.
Hakwatazayanyim,
Quatazanyum.
Hakayayayim,
Akalyanyum.
Waha Akhwathyim,
Wala Akwatyum.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bahasham,
Bahashem.
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai.
the water,
The water.
Aman.
Aman. This is the blessings in the English. The I.S.U.P.K blessings in the English. It says, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh,
And Yahweh Shai.
and Yahweh Shai,
And Michael.
and Michael,
And the angels.
and the angels,
Commander General Yohana.
Commander General Yohana,
The generals.
the generals,
The captain.
the captains,
The officers.
the officers,
The troopers.
the troopers,
And the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. And finally, the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer in ancient Hebrew, found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 8 through 13.
There's another one. No.
That was the last one. Abanah,
Abinawa.
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash,
Quadash.
Hayah,
Hayah.
Shemkah,
Shemka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Malakaka,
Malatvika.
Thaba'ah,
Taba'a.
Ratazaka,
Ratazayaka.
Hayah,
Hayah.
Aisha,
Aisha.
Ba'arataza,
Barataza.
Kuwa,
Kawa.
Hayah,
Hayah.
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim.
Lathalano,
Lathanlanau.
Lacham,
Lacham.
Kal,
Kal.
Yawam,
Laram.
Wasalachlanawa,
Wasalaknawa.
Kawawathnawa,
Kawawasinawa.
Kasalachnawa,
Kasalaknya.
Kawawathinawa,
Kawawasina.
Wala'ah,
Wala Allah.
Tabaya'aynawa,
Tawayayana.
Banasaya 1,
Banasayawan.
Abal,
Abal.
Hawashaynawa,
Hayashayana.
Mayan,
Mayan.
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Hamalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Wala Allah,
Wahatha Pa'ara,
Wa'ata Pa'ara,
La'ai Walamyum,
Wa'ayalumyum,
Aman.
Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
in earth as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever so be it. Amen. Oh no. Why did I say that there? All right. And with that, we're going to turn and face the front. First, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Ahmadum Shabbat. Ahmadum. Barak. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabbat. All right. With that, we're going to turn and face the sisters. Sorry. With that, Ahmadum Shabbat. Ahmadum. Barak. Yahweh Shemar Alatan Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. And with that, class is Miss Yasmata. Go ahead, Doc.
Sir.
Rolling hard, whatever I be rolling hard. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard. Woke up, Lord bless me with another day. Eat, shift, shower, and be on my way. Jumped in the two-door, Monte Carlo, solo, with a fofo on my way to get the dough, yo. If you don't work, then you don't eat. Don't be scared to walk through life when you got feet. You gotta run the race, it's a track meet. Can't trust nobody on the street, so you pack heat. Just got a phone call, my homie I grew up with dead. And last night my other partner had his door kicked in by Fed. Crooked gospel to your hood and up your steps. Searching till they find your stash box where the gun is kept. I ain't never slept, some dream a fairy tale crime. The judge ain't giving no breaks, he giving jail time. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Never scored on the boulevard, always rolling hard. I'm rolling hard. Rolling hard. Whatever I be rolling hard. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard. I believe in this truth, I'll never stop. Gun to my head, knife to my throat, I'll never stop. Ain't eat or drink nothing, I'll never drop. Rapping words over beats like this, I'll never flop. Pick up your cross, follow your house shot. Living righteous now, that old wicked man had to die.
You ready for the top of the
white man, the devil, he a lie. He the judge sitting in court to make your mama cry. Christianity had me traumatized. I'll never water down the truth, I can't compromise. I love the Most High more than my own children. My sons and daughters, they hate me, just imagine the feeling. Pain hurts so deep, cut like a machete. Prepare your soul for temptation, you better get ready. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Never scored on the boulevard, always rolling hard. I'm rolling hard. Rolling hard. Whatever I be rolling.
PH 9.5, that's good right there.
Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard. If it ain't one thing, it's 5 or 6. That president gon' cause a race for politics. The way they treat my Mexican brothers on the border, Isaiah 14 and 21 prepare to slaughter. Babylon falling, everything gon' flip. Every day of my life I pray for rulership. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Never scored on the boulevard.
Always rolling hard, I'm rolling hard.
Rolling hard.
Rolling hard.
Whatever I got me rolling, rolling, rolling on. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling, rolling hard.